859-3300.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them.
Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you now.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Good afternoon. My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we're excited that you joined us for today's webcast. We're thrilled to have this relationship with IndianaSRN, and we're excited to show you the game of the week each week, showcasing some of the best small college football around the Midwest. We hope that you'll continue to watch and let us know what else you might want to see. You can go to www.heartlandconf.org to see stats, game recaps, and other information around the league. Until then, enjoy today's webcast.
A pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Alumni Stadium on the campus of Hanover College as we bring you Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference football. It is the opening weekend for both these teams, the Panthers of Hanover hosting the Colonels of Center College. Today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. By Burtner Electric, your licensed and experienced electricians serving Central Indiana. Piper Logistics, 3 service, 1 logistical solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Troy Nargowski along with Sean Kroll as we kick off a brand new season. Overcast skies today, warm day. Looks like, Sean, the rain's going to stay out of here. All indications are telling us this could be a heck of a matchup here this afternoon.
It is. It's a great matchup. Last year they've had quite the rivalry within the last few years. We don't mention the R word.
Right.
So we can get this game in, but it's going to be a really interesting year for both squads. Hanover coming off, a 500 year, 5-5, 4-3 in the HCAC, returning Matthew Weimer, their star quarterback. They lose their star running back in Sean Cohn, so it's going to be interesting to see which people step up in their places. Got a couple of receivers back, but it is a beautiful day. The tailgaters are out. We're ready for some college football.
Yeah, last year you talk about a shootout. I mean, it was 56-34, and I'm not sure the offenses are going to be quite the same because there are other key factors going to this one, especially when you talk about Center College, but maybe indications are we could see a lot of points on the board.
We could. Both teams did really great on offense last year. Center College averaged 37 points a game. Hanover averaged 28.6 points per game. They still have weapons. Center College returned all their receivers from last year, so that's a very potent offense. We talked about, too, the duality of Sean Cohn out of the backfield as a pass receiver and running the football is something Hanover's going to miss. But Austin Apple, the sophomore from Brandenburg, Kentucky, they're looking for him to really step up. He had a pretty good year last year, but they're looking to Matthew Weimer and Hunter Eads and Jalen Peck to really kind of get this offense rolling. And defensively, Hanover returns a lot of starters from last year, the ones that made the big plays.
I know we're going to focus on a couple of the big players for both these teams in just a few minutes, but when you talk about Matt Weimer, he's a guy that can light things up, and I would imagine that how their offense goes certainly is how he's going to go.
Yeah, he led the conference in completion percentage last year, 63.7. He threw for, 2,200 yards and 14 touchdowns. But the problem was the 8 interceptions. You like that touchdown to interception ratio to be a little bit smaller. His quarterback rating was 136 last year versus center. 18 of 30, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has had some great games. Last year versus Manchester, he was off the charts, and so they're really looking to Weimer to lead the offense this year to a big year through Matthew Brown, their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, as you mentioned, of course, you looked at his quarterback rating right there, and when he's on, he is on. Defensively, though, they've got some real big studs, and one of those, a guy we're going to probably call his name a lot today, and that is number 5, Devontae Hardiman, a guy who can wreak havoc.
Yeah, 42 tackles last year, 12 tackles for losses, 8.5 sacks. Got a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. The senior from Princeton, Indiana, will pin his ears back and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So watch for him today on that Hanover defense. For the Center Colonels, you look at the numbers they put up last year. They're a team that can really score a lot, but they are going to be missing what was a key player from a year ago in their starting quarterback.
They were. Nick Osterman is replacing. He's a senior from Monroe, Ohio, but he is replacing their quarterback, Trenton Dupper.
Yeah.
He's a key loss for center. The story, Keith will have the story here in a second about Trenton and what's going on with him and his family. But Nick Osterman's got big shoes to fill. Will McDaniel is a running back that doesn't have a lot of experience for them for center, but their top 4 receivers are back. So they're going to try not to miss a beat. I mean, when you're Andy Fry, it's your 25th year, you have a good idea what you're doing with this offensive system, and they're just going to go out and run according to plan.
And one player we want to really focus on defensively for the Colonels, watch for number 69 on the defensive line, Oliver Hunter. He's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, 14 tackles for losses and 10 sacks. So you're talking about between Hardiman and Hunter, 2 defensive linemen that get after the quarterback, make plays in the backfield, stuff the run. They really got to be careful because that can really blow up any kind of offensive strategy that you're trying to muster in terms of ball control and running the clock.
A lot of still to come. We've got,
of
course, Keith is standing by. We'll get to him in a few moments. I'm sure he has plenty of good nuggets to pass along to us here in a couple of moments. It's the Colonels and the Panthers coming up. This is Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference football on IndianaSRN.
My name is John Heitz, and I own the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. We've been in business for 15 years now. I'm so passionate about food is because I like to cook and I like to create awesome items. The best advice that has ever been given to me was from my father, who said, you've got to work hard, and if you work hard, you will succeed. He's right. It's not always going to be fun, but don't even try to go into business if you're not going to put 100% into it. The ideal experience is for the customer to come in and be really wowed by the atmosphere, be wowed by the products that we serve, the food in our deli case, the sandwiches and salads, soups that we make. I want the client to feel satisfied and really feel that they've got their money's worth and have enjoyed everything that they've had at the restaurant. Whenever you get a chance, we'd love to see you stop by the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. Look forward.
Back at Alumni Stadium, we're great to have you with us. We've been kind of excited about college football because in the higher levels, in Division I, it's been going on for a little bit of time now, including Indiana and Illinois last night, which I'm sure you stayed up late and watched. You don't want to talk about that?
It's a great week for Division III football here on IndianaSRN, and it's actually a number for this week. It's not week 0.
That's right. It's number 1. Yeah,
that's what matters. Yeah,
that always catches me by surprise. What is week 0?
I think it's kind of a warm up for the networks to get people into the flow in terms of how that goes.
I see.
Big game tonight.
Yeah.
Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So, but right now, Hanover and Center.
In a couple of moments, we're going to talk about some other games going on in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, but the master guru himself, the coach, Keith Myers is standing by and has some more information, including about last year's quarterback for center who is out this entire season. Keith?
Yeah, Troy and Sean, that young man was diagnosed with cancer. Our prayers and thoughts are with him and his family. Get well, young man. You have a lot of people cheering you on. I'm in a new location this year, fellas. I'm up in the balcony with our new sign. I've already had my popcorn, A+. I looked at the pizza, and it didn't look very good, but the hot dog looks good. The guy said I could get a free hot dog if I mentioned a soccer team. So, hello, Hanover soccer team, number one. Our weather forecast today, 78 degrees right now, cloudy skies, chance of that R word after 5:30. The winds are 6 miles an hour. And here's a factor for you guys. Hanover, last time they won this game was 2010 in a double overtime, 28-27. So we could be in a game like that. Fellas, I think first one to 35 will win this game. Back up to you guys. Hey, I have halftime guests and a lot of other things going on today.
Hey, we know, Keith, that when it comes to pizza, we only have one pizza, and that's the Red Pepper Deli.
And that is at right after we get done and clean up, because it's Troy's birthday, and Troy's nicknamed this week Dog Walker.
Dog Walker, yeah.
All right, back to you guys.
That's right. It used to be the big dog. Now it's the dog walker.
There you go, yeah.
So,
Glenn Robinson has the big dog.
Yeah, you can't steal that away from him.
Yes.
By the way, Hanover was picked third in the HCAC preseason poll. They got 35 points. Rose Holman, they take the top spot, followed by Mount St. Joseph. So those top three teams very, very close. I know we'll see a couple of those teams later on in the year. So this is a Hanover team. If they can get off to a good start today, build a little momentum before they get into conference play, it'd be a big win for them.
Yeah, top two teams in the conference last year were Rose Holman and Mount St. Joseph, so no surprise that they get the top two spots in the preseason poll. They're both loaded and ready for action. But Hanover was right there. A couple of plays either way in some games that we had with them could have made a huge difference in whether or not they were playing for a conference championship against Franklin at the end of the year. And like you said, week one is always a huge week. You want to get off on the right foot. They do say, however, the biggest strides come between week one and week two, because now you have film of actually playing. But they don't hold back. They don't, as they say, they don't schedule cupcakes here at Hanover, because Center is a really good football team, and they played them for a real long time. And I think it's a good test. I love that Coach Theobald does this.
Yeah, and you alluded 7 wins last year, and yet they're still only picked third in their conference going in. The Southern Athletic Conference releasing its preseason poll. Trinity's ranked number 9 in the country. They are the favorite, followed by Birmingham Southern, and then Center and Barry are tied for third. That is one very good conference.
It's an excellent conference. And again, for those of you that maybe are tuning in for the first time and thinking, well, this is Division III, let me be the first to tell you this is really good football. We saw some great players and some great games last year, and these kids can play.
They certainly can. When you look at the numbers between these two teams, and you pointed this out on the way here, and we talked a little bit about it moments ago, it is really interesting to see how close these two teams are on both sides of the football.
Yeah, when we compared their stats, their rushing stats and their passing stats, both very similar. And, the biggest disparity was in points per game, which I thought was strange. And maybe that's just a factor of the conferences they play in, because it's a knockdown, drag-out conference here in the HCAC.
The one thing, I mentioned this to you as well, and I find this stat really interesting, and I'm not always big into statistics. This isn't baseball, like we could really get deep into it. But when I saw last year that Center was 40 of 47 in the red zone, that means they're getting points when they get inside the 20 at 85%. That's amazing.
That is unbelievable. Maybe Brett Bielema could check out that stat and try and figure out how to get that to work better. But that's the key. And really another key is I've from a few years ago, Jerry Azuma, who used to play for the Chicago Bears, who I follow on social media, says you always want to get the money that folds, touchdown, money, not money that jingles.
Yeah,
field goals.
I agree with that very much. By the way, real quick, last year, Hanover averaged nearly 436 yards of total offense, averaged 28 points per game. And yet, Center, to show you their efficiency, 421 or almost 422, and as you alluded to as well, 37 points per game. So That looks like to me an efficient offense when they get out on the field.
That's why I think the front sevens are going to be important on both these squads, offensively and defensively. You want to dictate the line of scrimmage, and you want to be able to get the clock as your opponent. Field position is going to be huge this game. We know that Eric Raudebusch, we saw him in pregame, can absolutely hit rockets off his foot as the punter from New Palestine High School. So field position could play a huge part in this game as well.
Yeah, to give you an idea, I watched him boot a 60-yarder while he was kicking in warm-ups. So, yeah, he's got a heck of a right leg.
His long last year was 75. We had that right here on IndianaSRN on HCAC TV. So he can boot it for sure.
One other area that we'll watch today being the first game of the year, and again, everybody's got that little feeling out process we'll be going through is the penalty situation. Neither team was penalized a whole lot last year. They were very disciplined football teams.
They both were. In terms of penalty yards per game, I think they were like 66 yards per game each. Another stat that was very similar, which is really, really good. And, people have to remember as well that it's not just the first game for the players and the coaches. It's the first game for the referees as well.
Right.
So, everybody has to play their part. And, we know that we are on the side of the stripes because we could not play these games without them.
Yeah, we saw him earlier today. In fact, I saw Jeff Gwynn, a friend of mine that I've known for a long, long time and does a fantastic job. And that's a great crew out there, by the way.
It is. Yeah. Yes, it is. They had their eagle eye for everything.
Yeah, they saw something that I've never seen before, and it was amazing.
You'd be surprised what happens every once in a while.
Really, no doubt about it. By the way, other games going on in the conference, there are several games.
There are. A couple have already started. Mount St. Joseph at Alfred started at noon. Bluffton at Albion started at noon. Franklin at Aurora is at 2 o'clock. Hanover here, or excuse me, I'm talking the 10th. I don't know. I got to get my eyes straight and look at the right one. Defiance has no rest for the weary. They're at Mount Union at 1:30. Franklin is at Olivet. Rose-Hulman at DePaul. That's a great in-state battle. Bluffton at Kenyon. Baldwin-Wallace at Mount St. Joseph. And the lone night game, Manchester at North Park.
Yeah.
And later we can go through next week's schedule as well.
We can certainly do that as well.
That would help if that date thing, I think, is important.
It's kind of weird how they put that up there. That date first, like
top
the
to
third,
bottom,
and then
right to left, right?
And for future reference, next year and everything, when we get to this time, just don't forget it's September 3rd, and then the 4th is my birthday. That'll help you remember the top of that schedule.
I will definitely remember that.
You see the captains meeting at midfield. Center will be in their home whites, as you can guess. Hanover in their home or their road whites, and the Hanover Panthers in their home blue uniforms here today. Good crowd on hand for this opener. Keith had mentioned the weather forecast a little bit ago. It's still warm down there. We do know that. We'll see highs in the mid-80s, but at least I think the good news is we're not going to see any rain and hopefully no lightning to delay the game.
That's really the big thing, is the lightning. But as we just had the official, as they had the coin toss, I didn't quite catch who he said won it, but they deferred whoever won it.
Which is normally the case anymore, right? I mean, you see teams do that all the time. Yeah.
Unless you think you're a genius like Bill Belichick, then you don't. So center won the toss and deferred, so Hanover will get the ball first.
Okay, and we will see again their star quarterback from a year ago. And Matt Weimer, we'll talk more about him. What will the running game look like tonight as we go into this first game of the year? A lot of question marks. In fact, both teams lost some key players from 1 year ago. So I guarantee that we're going to see some guys have to step up here this afternoon, no doubt about it.
It is. When you got certain skill position players that have returned, like with center with their wide receivers, and the same with a Hanover with their wide receivers, the quarterback is such a huge part of it. And center, having a new quarterback this year, there's really going to be a feeling out process. So you got to wonder if the defensive coordinator for Hanover, Adam Gonzaga, maybe try and put some pressure on him early, see what he's made of, get into his head, and maybe get a turnover, so get things rolling.
You will see, again, center heading toward the sidelines as Hanover will be ready to receive the football here first this afternoon. Game 1 of the 2022 college football season is now knocking on the door, and we're ready to go. When we start thinking about college football, and you said week 1 to week 2 is so important, there's going to be a lot of youngsters out here They were on the teams last year, but did not get an opportunity to get many minutes in, but they're going to get those minutes starting today, and they're going to have to step in very quickly. So Hanover will receive, and they'll be from left to right. As you see, the football will be teed up at the 35-yard line.
Austin Oppel and Nate Reynolds back for the kickoff. Oppel, the starting running back, and Reynolds, the backup wide receiver.
Number 5, Austin Oppel.
So we're ready to go. Hanover will get the football first. Great to have you with us here this afternoon for college football on IndianaSRN.
Let's go.
It'll be a short kick. There will be a return for the Panthers inside the 20-yard line. Across the 25 near the 26. Good special teams play on the other side there for the Colonels. And here we go. It'll be Matt Weimer, 6'2", 180, out of Georgetown, Indiana, the starting quarterback. Austin Oppel will be the running back. Boy, does he have some big shoes to fill from a year ago. 5'9", 170. The receivers will be Matt Koppas, along with Mason Williams, Hunter Eads, and Jalen Peck. The tight end will be V.J. Anthony.
Two-back set to start, so it looks like they have both Huffman and Oppel in the lineup together.
So a little bit of a change in their starting lineup. Blake Huffman out of Columbus North High School, just a sophomore. They'll put a man in motion to the right. Quarterback will keep it himself. Finds a hole up the middle. Dives ahead to about the 30.
They run an RPO offense, which means run pass option. The quarterback is going to get the snap, and he's going to fake or hand off to the running back. He's going to look and see where the defenders go and then make the play. Either pull it, keep it, hand it to the running back, or throw it. You can see the first time they keep it. And Weimer can run the football really well.
Second down. Man in motion again from left to right. This time they run the football. Nothing there, and he got stuffed immediately. Great defensive play there for the Colonels. That was number 7 coming up. You take a look at Vincent. That's the defensive lineman, number 7, there for Center College.
Yeah, Kersey Vincent's a 6'4" senior from Atlanta, Georgia, Lakeside High School. Great play there. Hanover sent their tight end, V.J. Anthony, in motion, but still 3 receivers out.
Third down and 6.
You can see Anthony kind of line up as an H-back / tight end. Let's see what you got to imagine they're going to throw here, Troy.
Third down and 6 here for Hanover. Their first third down of the new season. Weimer to throw, has time over the middle. Ball caught 50, 45, 40, 35, 25, 15, 10, and then finally brought down. Big gain for the Hanover Panthers. And the completion to V.J. Anthony.
V.J. Anthony had 2 catches last year for 14 yards. Already surpassed that. I got to give kudos to Matt Weimer. They sent the house, calm under pressure, got hit, but still got the ball to Anthony. Great play, almost got in the end zone.
So it'll be first down and goal now for the Panthers from the 7-yard line. Anthony, 6'2", 235 out of Louisville, Kentucky, big target. And the first big play of the ball game. Handoff over the right side to the 5, the cone, touchdown.
Austin Oppel with a touchdown. You got to love that start. He had 3 last year, he's already got 1, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Big scoring drive with a big play, get that momentum. Now you got to see what center does, and you know the defense of the Panthers is chomping at the bit.
Boy, no kidding, but what a start here for the Panthers. The opening drive, they put it in the end zone, and now the extra point.
I love the process Weimer went through in his reads on that big play to V.J. Anthony. His receivers recovered, and you got a tight end on a linebacker. He can beat him. He got him the ball, and there was the big play you needed.
Extra point attempt is going to be blocked as Simpson kicks that one into the line, and so they do not get the conversion of the extra point. 6-0, Panthers on top.
Blocked by number 2.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the Egg White Grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the Egg White Grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Big play for Hanover. Talk about that opening drive.
4 plays, 75 yards in a minute 42. Austin Opel with a 7-yard touchdown run, but that big play was absolutely the 64 yards to VJ Anthony.
Kaminga with a short kickoff, a return from the 20, 30, 35, 40, and finally brought down near the 44-yard line. So center will open up with excellent field position. That's Joey Deschler out of Fort Thomas, Kentucky on the return.
Special teams are going to play a huge part in this game, and you got to love that if you're center, getting great field position after the score.
Well, there's Nick Osterman. He'll be the starting quarterback. You see his running back, Will McDaniel, Sam Murray, Christian Billiter, along with Court Marbaugh are the wide receivers, and Greer Stone, the tight end. Reiners, Vaughn, Jones, three of the offensive linemen, and they're keys here tonight for Center College. Man in motion, reset and slide back to the right, hash mark to the left, and they'll throw the football. They catch at the 45 to the outside 50, and will get a first down. Looked like that was Greer Stone, the tight end.
Great blocking by the wide receiver there to give him some space and get the first down.
There is a look at the Hanover defense. Of course, we'd mentioned earlier Devontae Hardiman, number 5, the defensive end. He'll be a key here this afternoon for that Panther defense.
Some other ones to keep an eye on: Jaleem Santos, number 6, Jamie Deckard, 21, and Justin Williamson, 0.
Second down, he stepped out of bounds just a yard shy of a first down. Low snap, Osterman the option and the pitch. That'll be a first down on the carry. Keaton Martin. Now there was some discussion on who would be the starting running back. They had McDaniel, Damian Jones, and Martin, so they may try all 3 today.
They did. They listed McDaniel as first in the depth chart, a sophomore, just like Austin Opel is for Hanover. So, again, trying to get a feel for which guys can do what on your offense.
First down, the carry up the middle, nothing there. Good job on the defensive side for Hanover. Coming up, number 21, that is Deckard, the junior out of Bedford North Lawrence.
Deckard and Brewster on the tackle. Deckard last year had 46 tackles, 10.5 for losses, 7 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles.
So now it'll be second down and 9 for the Colonels.
Looks like they gave some credit to Brody Luker there, a junior from New Palestine. He had 4 interceptions last year to lead the Panthers.
Trips to the left, hash mark right, lone setback. One of the 3 receivers to the near side is Christian Billiter, number 1, a speedster. They'll look to throw to the left. Ball caught at the 35. Breaking 2 tackles. Gets a first down and more down to the 25-yard line. And on the reception, that was number 3, Sam Murray.
5th-year senior from Independence, Kentucky, Simon Kenton High School. He led them. He's their second leading receiver that's returning. Had 6 touchdowns, though. Led the squad in receiving with touchdowns last year. 16.5 yards a catch, and you can see that.
Yeah.
But, man, you got to make tackles on that play.
Yeah, they had a couple of opportunities, speaking of that Hanover defense, to do just that. By the way, it was 56-34 last year. We might surpass that this year.
Did you bring your track shoes?
Boy, no kidding. See the 2 players reset on the left side. Osterman, the option. He's going to keep it himself. Breaks more tackles inside the 20-yard line as he dives ahead to about the 17. Well, we're going to put it at the 18. They'll spot him 1 yard back.
One thing you love about Osterman, he's a senior. He's from Monroe, Ohio, Monroe High School. So, he's got experience in this offense, and the confidence is growing in him as he's playing pretty well so far in this first drive.
Well, they're marching down the field. The carry straight up the middle. That is going to be Keaton Martin once again on the carry, close to a first down. I think he got it.
Martin, 5'6" junior from, ready for this, Pee Wee Valley, Kentucky.
Really?
South Oldham High School.
Might be a nice place to visit.
Yeah, Pee Wee Valley. Think they have any Hermans there?
They might.
Unless it's
always good you get one of those in every once in a while.
You got to get those little
It's
zingers.
nuggets you won't get anywhere
I'm
else.
telling you, that's what I'm here for.
Football is at the 14-yard line. As Center College on the move again. They're going to run one more time, but this time it's going to be thrown for a loss.
Is that Deckard again? It is.
Yep, number 21. He might be in their playbook the rest of the way he is playing, as you mentioned, out of Bedford, Indiana.
The games we did last year, Deckard was all over the field, as were Hardeman and Williamson, just fantastic defensive players.
2nd down and 11 now for the Colonels. Each team trying to score on their first possession of the brand new season. Staying in the backfield will be Martin, just to the right of the quarterback, Osterman. He'll look to throw, has time over the middle, had a man, and he dropped it at the 1-yard line, and he would have scored easily, but Marbaugh could not hold on.
Luker was there on the coverage. It looked like there was a little mix-up on who was going to take him, whether it was the safety or the DB, and sometimes you get so wide open, the brain can't compute, and man, it just did not go well for him on that play.
That feeling, I can't believe it. I'm standing here, nobody's around me. I better catch this or I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Marbaugh was their leading returning receiver with 33 catches for 500 yards last year.
3rd down and 11.
Big play here. Need to stop.
They'll look to throw to the end zone and just shied about the 1. They went right back to Court Marbaugh after he just dropped the 1 moments ago. And now they're knocking on the door.
Nice little skinny post to the middle, meaning he starts on the edge and run towards the goalpost, and Williamson couldn't come up in time to break up that pass. Now they have 1st and goal.
All right. It'll be 1st and goal, as Sean had mentioned. Football will be spotted officially at the 2-yard line. Under center now for the first time today. Handoff and a big pile right up the middle, as that'll be Keaton Martin. And did he get in? Yes. Side official says he got enough of a push, and we're tied at 6 apiece.
Great response by the Colonels. Not as big of a chunk play like Hanover had, but chipped their way down the field with Keaton Martin and some decent passes there, including the catch by Marbaugh. And they are going to go for the extra point here and try and take the lead.
Yeah, potentially go up by 1 as the extra point. This will be Kyle Yarger, sophomore. He is normally defensive lineman, and the left-footed kickers you can see right here. Good snap. The kick is on the way, and it is good. 7-6 center on top.
56, Cam Peggy's extra point is up and good.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here once again at Hanover. Let's talk about that drive.
10 plays, 56 yards in 4-12. 2-yard touchdown run by Keaton Martin, and it's 7-6 center.
All right, let's go to Keith, who has some information for us.
And the need of officials in high school and also in college. These guys are a top A crew, and I think we're going to see a lot of points, fellas. Back up to you.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Will be with us all afternoon, and Hanover will receive the football for the second time this afternoon. A return Up the middle of the field, out across the 30, near the 32.
Uh-oh.
Football comes out. Center says they have it.
Yeah.
Could be our first turnover of the game, and things getting a little chippy as well on special teams, and it will be Colonel's ball.
Oh, big turnover. That's the last thing you want. Apple's trying to say he was down, and the referees are like, no, it is football for center, and that's a big play in this game.
Boy, no kidding. And you're so deep in your own territory and so early in a football game. We'll see how that might play later, but wow.
You know, we've got a cool new tool we've got here at IndianaSRN called telemetry, and what Telemetry Sports does is they work with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider. You can see here, like, the speed and acceleration following of VJ Anthony down the field, and it's a lot like technology with autonomous vehicles. So something to keep in mind, 18 miles per hour is very impressively fast, if I can read.
Yeah, well, you
for
did
high school
great.
and college sports.
Yeah.
So when you see those, know that that's Telemetry Sports.
By the way, his speed got faster than 18 miles an hour right there at the end of his run.
BJ's better than average, but we
Yeah.
already knew that.
Yeah, very true.
That's why he's playing here at Hanover.
The only thing we're missing, as I said before, is that if we can get Keith and you out there and see what your speeds are.
Again, I don't think they have a sundial that could.
Not one available right now?
No, to time me. They're still discussing what's going on down here, but Center's offense and Hanover's defense are on the field.
Yeah, they're going to make sure the spot of the football, as you saw here. Let's see if we can get an explanation right here.
While the ball was loose, we had an inadvertent whistle. Well, that means we replay the down.
Oh, what a break for the Panthers.
A mulligan.
Hey, Jerry knows about those on the golf course, right?
He does it a lot, does he?
I don't know. I've never played with him, but I know I use a lot, so I just assume everybody else does too.
Let's go back to Keith on that inadvertent whistle.
Inadvertent whistle is very simple, guys. The referee blew his whistle before the play was over. He anticipated the play. That does happen a lot in high school sports, and Troy did it on the way here at Bob Evans.
Yeah, well, I carry my whistle with me just for that reason.
You
I
called,
can blow the whistle.
He got flagged for inadvertent syrup.
Exactly. The waitress was really upset. You threw the yellow tag at her.
Again, huge break for Hanover, and you got to imagine Austin Opal is going to want to try and take advantage of this replay of this down and center. You're thinking you've got a huge break, and you're kicking back off again.
Coach Andy Fry probably not too happy with that call, but he's going to have to live with it for this next kickoff and see if they can get it back one more time. So we will do it yet one more time on the kickoff and see what kind of result we'll have here inside the 10 on the return, the 15, and good open field tackle on special teams for center.
That was a great tackle right there.
I think it was Connor Lee.
Was that Blake Huffman with the return? It looked like number 4 Blake Huffman was
Huffman
back there.
on the return. By the way, Lee out of Union, Kentucky, only a sophomore, getting time on special teams for the Colonels.
That's how you make your difference when you don't get the full playing time offensively or defensively. Special teams will get you noticed.
Hanover 1st and 10, put the football at the 22-yard line. We'll have an H-back in the ball game, and the Panthers will run it over the left side, and maybe 2 yards on the carry. Not much there as Blake Huffman out of Columbus, Indiana on the carry.
Trying to see what he can do in the backfield on this series after Opal was the running back on the first series. Dallas Douglas on the stop.
Yeah, Huffman took a big hit right there. 2nd down at about 9. Man in motion, and the handoff to the near side, breaking 2 tackles, takes another big hit, brought down near the 30-yard line. And we've got some hard-hitting football going on right now as Huffman able to get it out to the 30, shy the first down by 2.
You look at the physical stats of both Opal and Huffman, 5'9", 170, 5'9", 175. But I'll tell you what, the locomotion of those legs kept going and kept Huffman moving forward, low center of gravity. Keith Jackson used to say, oh, slow center of gravity.
Austin Opel back in the ball game. 2 receivers to the left. They'll look to throw after a bad snap. Staying alive, throwing over the middle, and intercepted.
Oh.
Ball was tipped and finally intercepted, and it'll be center football. What a huge break right there for the Colonels.
Weimer had great protection and a ton of time, but threw it behind Peck, coming across the middle off his arms, and it's intercepted. And just like that, center gets new life. After the faux pas on the kickoff, they get it in Hanover territory.
By the way, the interception by Ezra Dillard, the senior out of Bardstown, Kentucky.
At the 44-yard line of the Panthers.
So now a little different tune to this story as the ball changes hands once again following the interception. We saw center march down the field and get in the end zone to take the lead moments ago, and they'll have the football now for the second time.
Here's where you need Hardeman and Santos and Deckard and Williamson to step up and make a big play on the defensive side of the football and become that stone wall.
Billiter and Murray to the right. Pump fake, throwing near sideline. Double coverage is there.
No.
The catch is made, but he's out of bounds.
That was an incredible piece of footwork by Court Marbaugh, and even a better throw by Osterman, but just out of bounds. You know what that reminded me of?
What's that?
The play in the Super Bowl in Indianapolis where Eli Manning just dropped it in the bucket amongst 2 New England receivers for the first down, but Marbaugh couldn't quite get his feet in, but wow, beautiful catch.
2nd and 10.
So center will have it 2nd down and 10. By the way, the sideline official, Jeff Gwynn, making a beautiful call there.
Is that your buddy?
He is. All right, 2nd down. Jumping up front. Flags will come out. Nope, they're going to say that center got the timeout first.
Ooh.
7-6, Colonels on top.
Prior to the snap, timeout, center. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back once again here at Hanover College, our first game of a brand new college football season. We've seen some interesting stuff already.
We have, and right then that last timeout, Rick Fox, the offensive coordinator for center, noticed the pressure that Hanover's getting ready to bring and thought better of it and called that timeout and got it in just before the motion happened on that play.
Osterman out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. They'll reset. The H-back to the left, hash mark to the left as well. Handoff around the right side, tried to find running room, stiff arms the defender, and is finally driven out of bounds on the far side of the field. Looked like number 85, Greer Stone, out of Nicholasville, Kentucky, the senior. He had reset to the left, and then they tried to run it around the right side, but again, good defensive effort on that side, on the left side there for Hanover.
They stretched him out. They had a chance to make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, but they were able to extend the line of scrimmage and run him out of bounds. But, man, Hanover's got to wrap up. They cannot have this many missed tackles.
Trips to the left, hash mark right. 3rd down and 10 here for the Colonels. Osterman to throw, and he'll just ground it himself. There was nobody to throw to. Great pressure, great coverage by the Panthers.
Hardeman was in the backfield. They were trying to get it to Keaton Martin on that screen, but the pressure was too much. And Osterman just had to throw it at that feet, and that's exactly what you needed after the turnover, is to punt it. Now, if you're center, you're okay. because you're hoping you can flip that field, not kick it into the end zone, keep it inside the 20.
So the Panthers will get the football back. Inside the 45-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 10. Good snap. Here comes the rush, and it just gets away. Wobbly kick, the return from the 16. Room to the outside at the 30. Big time hit near the sideline. Ouch.
Was a big hit. Hunter Eads with the return. He did a great job for them last year as a kick returner.
Stop at number 35, Miles Smith.
But you got to love the fact that you're not pinned down in your own territory, and you got to stop after a turnover.
Miles Smith laying the hurt on the return. Ooh, man.
That was a, slobber knocker right there.
Boy, wasn't
it? I'm sure there was a snot rocket that came out of Eads on that one.
Plenty of towels on this sideline. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, 1st down, Weimer. As we're coming close to the 6-minute mark here in the opening period of play. Out of the shotgun, looking left, goes that way. Ball caught 35 and brought down near the 39-yard line.
Weimer's pass is complete.
On the catch, Lance McKee out of Greenfield.
5'10", sophomore. A great job there. Some pressure came from the linebacking core. The offensive line did a great job of giving Weimer time to get that ball out into the flat to McKee.
1st down, hash mark left, man in motion, and they'll do a double reverse. Running room over the left side, 40-45, brought down at about the 47. That'll be a gain of around 8 yards.
A little razzle-dazzle early. Although I have to give credit, Justin Gainey out there, number 2, did a fantastic job not only shedding the block from the wide receiver, but as the offensive lineman came out, he got around him too to make the tackle.
Great play right there. By the way, it was Nate Reynolds,
Stop on the play by number 2,
sophomore out of Mitchell, Indiana, only 165 pounds. Now trips to the near side, hash mark left. Looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Now will keep it himself and get out of bounds on the far side. Matt Weimer had nothing downfield. There was good coverage downfield for sure.
Great coverage, and that's the beauty of having a great athlete like Matt Weimer behind center. When that coverage breaks down and the pocket starts to break down, if he's got a lane, he's going to go.
And smartly goes out of bounds. Don't take a hit unnecessarily, for sure.
That's the last thing you want to do.
So 1st down, football at the center, 49-yard line. Trips to the near side. They'll put a man in motion, reset him to the right. They'll fake the handoff, and the pass bobbled and dropped. Short little passer intended for Jalen Peck out of Bloomington, and he couldn't hold on. Another one of those instances, Sean, where he's trying to run before he caught it.
Well, too, the ball was a little high coming out from Weimer, but I love the fake jet sweep with Peck and the fake hand out to running back and getting it back to Peck. He got his hand on it, and he'll tell you he should have caught it. Weimer's got to lead him a little bit better with that throw.
Very true. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Trips to the near side. Ball will stay at hash mark left, single receiver to the far side as well. Weimer making an adjustment there at the line of scrimmage, keeping an eye on that outside linebacker. Weimer now to throw. Intercepted at about the 42-yard line. There was a miscommunication between Weimer and his intended receiver, and he gets intercepted for the 2nd time.
I think right there, I don't know who he was throwing to, because Peck was open deeper, and McKee was right there, and it's almost as if Weimer threw the ball between the two.
Yeah, you see it right there. You're exactly right.
And McKee was the one who was open, the shorter route. 2nd interception on the day, and, man, the defense has to step up again.
So center will get the football back. Jack Colosimo there out of Hickory, North Carolina to get the INT. And, boy, you talk about turnovers, how they can kill your drive. And you know as well as anybody, you start turning the ball over, and the next thing you know, you're down in points and playing catch-up. So 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Oh! Big hit, ball loose, picked up. It'll be Panther basketball. There's football, excuse me.
There's a huge play. Sherman Davis with the hit. Devontae Hardiman with the recovery. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. And boy, Osterman had no idea it was coming.
I was so excited about it, I was ready to run down the field and score a hoop.
Well, they do have the turnover dunk trash can down there,
Yeah, that's right.
which we'll see, and that's what you were excited about. You can see Deckard's ready for the turnover dunk. Here it comes. And
See?
boom!
I wasn't
There it is.
far off at all, was
You were
I?
not. You were not.
Boy, that was a big hit again. We've seen a very physical football game, and the celebration on the sidelines. And so now Panthers will have the football back at the center 32-yard line.
The defense has stepped up under pressure. Now the offense needs to do something, and that's almost a hold.
Weimer throws it near side as he got chased out of the pocket. There was a lot of pressure coming.
A lot of pressure, and had to get rid of it quickly. Tried to throw it in the direction of Eads. Great job getting it out of bounds, not taking a penalty or another turnover.
Armon Wells, the outside linebacker, 9.5 tackles for loss last year.
Something we haven't talked about yet, too, is one of the leading returning receivers for Hanover is Eric Raudebush, number 2. Coach said if it was a conference game or further in the season, he might play. His shoulder's a little tweaky, so he's just going to punt today. But his size and speed could help them on the offensive end.
Near side, caught, driven out of bounds. That'll be Hunter Eads on the reception out of Batavia, Ohio.
He is their leading returning receiver, had 34 catches last year, 51.8 yards per game for the junior of Batavia, Ohio. West Claremont High School. The pride of West Claremont.
You even know their mottos, huh?
I have no idea. I just said it.
Oh, okay. Football.
You're always the pride, right?
Exactly. Should be. Football at the 24. We've seen consecutive turnovers. Handoff up the middle. Couple of yards, maybe a little bit more. Good second effort. Down to about the 22-yard line.
I can kind of see what Matthew Brown, the offensive coordinator, is trying to do here. The first couple of possessions tried to run, not much. It looks now he's going to a philosophy of I'm going to throw to set up the run, as opposed to the reverse. He's throwing some quick outs and some stuff in the middle of the field, hopefully to stretch the defense, especially the linebackers, which will allow Opal and both Huffman to get some better running lanes.
Yeah, Opal that time again, and good second effort, got him an extra yard or so. So it'll be first down and 10. They'll fake the handoff, throw on the flat ball, caught 20-15 at the 10, down to about the 8-yard line.
Boy, VJ Anthony is their offensive MVP so far in this game, and there's a pretty good collision over there. Couple of guys down.
Pass is complete to number 7, B.J. Anthony.
But Anthony's been huge for them so far. Just a quick hitter in the flat right off the snap of the ball will roll out by Weimer.
Again, there's a player down for center.
Timeout for an injury.
Seven-6 center on top. Back here at Hanover College, Nick Grant headed off.
Underneath the stadium
If
on the home side.
Hanover does score here, again, they missed the extra point, what do you anticipate they'll do?
Give a shout out to
It really
Hanover
depends.
College's
Honestly,
president,
if
Blake
I'm the
Lambert.
coach, I'm going to go
Happy
for
birthday,
2.
Dr.
But I think
Lambert.
it's still early, so it's probably still 50-50 depending on, what kind of plays they have written up. We did listen yesterday, or this afternoon we came down. Ton of time on special teams yesterday and very little on the walkthrough, so that's a huge part of what they're trying to do today.
We'll talk about our statistician giving us some information a little bit ago as that's a run over the left side as Opal unable to get many yards there. In fact, I understand our research crew says that in college football last year, the average two-point conversion success rate was around 48%.
That's pretty good.
See, how do you dig that stuff up just like that?
It's just how the brain works. So far, Weimer is 4 of 8 for 95 yards. Anthony has 2 catches for 77, but those 2 INTs that have really kind of caused havoc for Hanover.
Handoff over the right side down to near the 5-yard line will be Blake Huffman. We don't skimp when it comes to paying our research staff.
Yes.
So that's
top
why
notch.
and he got it right upstairs too, by the way. So let's go back to Keith Myers.
And I appreciate that, fellas. It's a hot dog and a Coke. It's my research thing. By the way, I went down to the concession stand. The soccer team did see their little plug for them. So everybody, thank you for the popcorn. I appreciate it.
You know what we were looking for earlier, and Sean didn't find? We were looking for Hanover hats.
I'll try to find those.
We're both hat guys.
Yeah, we'd like to get a hat everywhere.
I'll work on that.
You're a good man.
Leading rusher so far for Hanover, Matt Weimer.
Throw to the end zone, one-on-one coverage, touchdown.
What a great throw, and even better catch by Hunter Eads in the back corner of the end zone against great coverage.
Yeah. That defensive back was all over Eads, but he leaps high in the air to grab that one, and Hanover regains the lead 12-7.
It's such a tough play as a defensive back because there's such little field to work with to get your head around and try and see where the ball's at. And I think a lot of people, too, wonder, why do you run it so much when you're down there in goal-to-goal territory? Well, that's another reason why. Not enough space for receivers to get loose and get free because there's not as much green space out there.
Extra point is on the way. Your score, Hanover 13, Center 7.
You're good at making big announcements.
We're having a go!
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back once again here at Hanover College. Let's go through that scoring summary.
Not a very long drive, 32 yards after the fumble recovery. 7 plays, 301 capped off by a touchdown pass from Matthew Weimer to Hunter Eads for 6 yards.
Boy, what a catch though, huh?
Just went up, and that is something where, your quarterback and your wide receivers all during the summer and all through camp get the feel for each other and where Eads wants the football on a play like that, and Weimer put exactly where he wanted it. And Eads had a pretty good vertical there for only being, 5'10". He went up and got it.
This will be another short kick, and inside the 15 on the return, 20, 25. Uh-oh. Nice blockers, 30, 35, 40. And finally driven out of bounds on the near side, but a nice return as Sam Murray able to get the return. Take another look at the score.
Yeah, let's see what a beautiful throw by Weimer, and just what a great job going up and get it at its highest point. That's really the key right there.
Yeah. And you're right, the defensive back just couldn't even get his head turned around.
You don't have enough time. You're looking for his eyes. I guess he's concentrating on the ball, and at least get your hands up in the air without trying to get that defensive interference penalty. It's a tough play for a DB.
All right, so center football, good field position as they'll take it at their own 49-yard line. Osterman, a long snap count, throws out in the flat, little bubble screen, caught at the 50 and driven out of bounds on the far side of the field. It'll be shy of a first down.
The Hanover sideline thought that center jumped because you saw Caleb Brewster come up on this right end and fake like he was going to get pressure. I'll tell you one thing I'm impressed with so far by Sunday. Their wide receivers can block.
Yeah, they can.
Get the ball out there on the edge, and those receivers are blocking the DBs really well.
Cole Littleton made the reception on that last play. Osterman to throw, has a man, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. There are 3 blue jerseys right around him, so good coverage as Dalen Huff, the intended receiver.
Justin Williamson came over at the last minute. I don't know if he got a piece of the ball, but if not, he got into the line of sight or vision when you try and do that together at the same time. But the junior from Macon, Georgia, Macon Central, great play. Now you got a big 3rd down here for the Colonels.
Let's call it 3rd down and 6. Single setback, 2 receivers to the left, hash mark set on the right. Osterman again out of the shotgun, and we'll put a man in motion and reset and slide. Osterman, play action pass, looking to his right, signaling he's going to throw, but he takes a big hit near the first down marker.
Brody Luker up from his safety position to lay the wood.
You know, for an opening game, I know we see throughout the year guys hitting hard, but this is a really hard-hitting football game this early.
Yeah, they're going to call him short. It's going to be 4th and 1, and Center's going to go for it. They're trying to make some defensive substitutions.
Yeah, and Hanover is going to have to get the timeout. They started to send 2 players out, and they would have been caught with too many players on the field. 13-7, Hanover on top.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
I want to remind you today's game brought to you in part by Serenity Home Care. Serenity Care Services is an Indiana licensed personal agency and Medicaid waiver service provider in Central Indiana. They're a friendly, competent, experienced team of caregivers you have been seeking. Go to their website, serenitycareservices.net. After the timeout, 4th down, Osterman under center will shift as he brings his tight end from right to left. Man in motion as well. Handoff up the middle. 1st down and more. Down to about the 35-yard line. That's Will McDaniel on the big carry.
5'10" sophomore from Danville, Kentucky. Hometown boy for center, getting it done there. And, looking at these rushing stats, if you take away the sack and the fumble, Osterman is their leading rusher, the quarterback. Wow. For both squads, the quarterbacks are the leading rushers.
Wow, how about that? Multi-purpose type quarterbacks here this afternoon. Football at the 35.
You have to be in the college game anymore.
Osterman, handoff once again. It'll be McDaniel to the outside, finds a seam just outside the hash mark, gets another 1st down inside the 25.
What a shifty play by McDaniel as he broke into the line. He saw there was pressure, planted his right foot, cut left, and found an opening. Got a big gain there.
Colonels on the march. Again, the carry, but nothing this time for Will McDaniel. He got stopped. Might even lose a yard or so.
Devontae Hardiman on that one from behind to make the tackle.
Joy McElroy Jr. out of Evansville. Bossy in the lineup now for Hanover. He'll be one of the linebackers. And that's going to do it for the opening period of play. After 1, Hanover on top of this one, 13-7.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. service. College Hunks hauling junk and moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Alumni Stadium as we get set for period number 2. Coach Keith Myers down walking the sidelines and things. Though it's cloudy, it's still a little bit warm.
It's cloudy. Went over to the tailgating parties, and those are over with. I got a couple of hot dogs here, guys, I could bring back to the booth. But the field condition, it's about 99 degrees down here on the field. A little warm, but nice and pretty cloudy day.
He's got 99 problems.
He does. He got 99 all right.
But a fan ain't one.
So Center College on the move right here. Period number 2. Osterman to throw. Has time toward the end zone and cannot get his intended receiver. Had an opportunity to hit Scotty Brown, one of the backup receivers in the ball game for the Colonels.
Boy, he was wide open, fanning on the coverage there, but the pressure from Jamie Decker on the left side really wreaked havoc with that play and forced Austin to throw it before he wanted to. Quick update on another conference score. Halftime, Rose-Hulman 7, DePaul 3.
Low-scoring affair there.
Yeah.
3rd down and 12 here for the Colonels. Osterman again out of the shotgun, over the middle, picked off. And there will be a return at the 25, 30, 40, driven out of bounds on the near side, and another big turnover for that Panther defense.
Here comes the dunk, Justin Williamson with the turnover, but that was solely based on pressure. They got in Osterman's face and forced him to throw the ball early and high, tipped, and Williamson picked it off, and here it comes.
The dunk.
Boom.
You got to love that tradition, huh?
That is fantastic. They can't afford the gold chains like the big schools, Miami.
True.
Pay their players, but no, I didn't say that.
I'm actually very impressed by that. I think that's a really neat thing to do.
Oh, you got to have something, to hang your hat on.
All right. So a chance here for Hanover to go up even more, leading at 13-7. Weimer with a football right at the 45-yard line, trips to the right. Weimer under pressure, takes it himself, 50, 45, 40, to the outside, driven out of bounds near the 35-yard line, and another nice run by Matt Weimer.
And we talked about this earlier. Broken play. It broke down quickly, but the athleticism of Weimer allowed him to find a lane and get a big chunky yardage.
And you see, like you talked about earlier, you have to have a quarterback that can run the football these days in college football.
100%, because if you don't, you're just essentially you're sitting duck back there.
Hash mark left, trips right. Hanover following the turnover. See the man go back in motion, will catch the football out in the flat. A lot of pressure coming that way. May get a yard or two. Good second effort after the reception. Good job once again by Jalen Peck, the sophomore out of Bloomington. Boy, not very big, but Jalen very elusive. In fact, it looked like he was going to get no gain on the play, but was actually able to get at least a yard.
The interception by Williamson is already the 4th turnover in this game. 3 by Hanover and 1 by Center.
2nd down, and let's call it 9. 2 in the backfield now for Weimer. Plenty of time. Looking, now flushed out of the pocket. He can run with it right here, and he will tuck it under, cuts upfield, and then wisely gets out of bounds on the near sideline.
Nice little juke there right around by Jack Colissimo to get some extra yardage. And that was almost, he had a ton of time. It was almost a coverage sack, but again, the athleticism allowed him to gain yards, get a first down as they're kind of really starting to feel pretty good on offense as Hanover.
Yeah, they certainly are. Lance McKee back in the ball game, the sophomore out of Greenfield. We've been talking about a lot of players on this Hanover offense, and they've got some young kids out there.
They do. 42 yards rushing so far for Weimer.
Low snap. Weimer hands it off up the middle. Not much there. Looks like Huffman on the carry.
Number 4, Blake Huffman on the carry.
He too just a sophomore. Center has a player that they put at nose guard, and Cam Hendrick, a junior out of Louisville, Kentucky. Now, the one thing they didn't do is list the weight on the roster.
Probably better.
He's a big fella.
He is, he is a full load, as they would say.
If you're going to move him off the line, you better have something coming behind you.
If you want to time my 40, he might block the sun if you want to use a sundial.
Weimer to throw. Over the middle. Ball caught. Big hit. Holding on at the 17. The drive continues.
Yeah, Mason Williams on the catch. Weimer's starting to get a better feel for his throw, is leading his receivers to where they need to be. And the key, like we discussed it again, the front seven for both these squads, the pressure on the quarterbacks is causing the mistakes. And if you can give your quarterback time to make a play, they'll make them.
They will. By the way, Williams also just a sophomore. Handoff up the middle will be Opal on the carry, down to about the 13.
That's going to be close.
The way the yard marker on the other side is looking, he's a little bit short.
Yep. Less than a yard, it looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
Got to imagine they will. Chris Pritchett coming in now. Running back 25, as well as VJ Anthony.
So the Panthers will go for it right here.
Under center.
For the first time today for the Panthers. A quarterback dropped the football. And I don't think he got there.
Nope. I think he lost yardage on that.
He did get it back. Unfortunately, though, Hanover unable to get the first down. And you can see when you're not under center very much, it makes a difference.
It does, and when you're trying, you've got that back foot back. Most often it's your left foot as the quarterback, but try and get that push. You're trying to catch the ball, hold on to it, push forward, all those things going on. And again, you're under center. I think he started to run with it before he had it.
I agree, yeah. Boy, it's amazing how that happens, doesn't it?
I know.
Your body just wants to go, and your mind isn't quite on the same track, and
as old guys, we know what that's about,
oh,
don't we?
Man, every day. Every day. 11:09 to go. Center takes over.
I think our shootout has turned into a defensive battle.
It has. It looked like it was going to be high scoring, but not now. Osterman to throw. Ball caught. Maybe a gain of 3 or 4 on the catch. Not a whole lot there for Billiter, Christian Billiter.
Senior from Pikeville, Kentucky. Pikeville High School represent.
This kind of game reminds me a lot of the high school game it did last night. Each team scored, and then it just took forever to score again.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like we're going to have a big shootout. And right now, we're kind of stuck at this point, and a low snap. In fact, that one didn't even get back to the quarterback. And Osterman had to jump on the football. Andrew Jones is the center, and I'm not sure if that just caught his leg or he dropped it.
Well, I think it looked like they were trying to do a jet sweep to Billiter, but he just couldn't get the ball in time and was trying to hand it off before he had it. And
brings up 3rd and 9.
Whatever it was, it didn't work.
Again, it's week 1, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of kinks to work out. There'll be a lot of film study starting tomorrow.
Trips to the near side. They'll stack them up. Big 3rd down and 9. Osterman, a lone setback. Will take the snap, looking to the near sideline, and dropped. Oh my, another opportunity. Sam Murray started to take off before he had the football.
It's an epidemic. It's rubbing off on everybody. You guys got to, hey, you know what the most important thing on the football field is? The football. you might want to take care of that before anything else. I know.
That would be a good idea.
I preach to the choir there, but really it's the big thing. That's the most important thing. And if you don't secure that, bad things happen.
Yeah, and that means you're going to punt the football.
Yes.
So Hanover will get it back.
Deep in your own territory, you're punting your football.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, Keith Myers will have a few guests for us coming up at halftime. Be a short kick, a high kick though, and a fair caught here on the near side. So excellent field position for the Panthers.
Eats with a fair catch at about the 48 of Hanover, so close to midfield.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. A great atmosphere for breakfast or brunch, open Wednesday through Sunday, 8 to 2. Tam and your staff will wait and help you any way you need, because I can tell you Keith Myers loves it there.
Yes.
Loves the biscuits and gravy, the quiche, and the BLT. But he always loves that extra mayo, which, I know you don't like mayonnaise. Tam's located at 6427 Oakland Road in Indy. So I take it when you go to lunch with him or breakfast, you don't watch him eat mayo.
No, I don't watch anybody.
First down, football at the 48-yard line. Panthers look to throw on first down. Ball caught near sideline and out of bounds. Here is the interception as you get a look at telemetry.
Again, see what we've got going on here. Again, telemetry sports giving us this technology. What speed did he get up to there?
He was up to 18, wasn't he? 19.6, is that what it was?
Very nice.
That's really fast.
I mean, telemetry works with a ton of NFL and college.
If we get him to do broadcasters next, I want to be there. Second down and 5, low snap picked up by the running back. I'm not sure if that was a direct snap to him.
Yeah, it was. That looked like it might have been a broken play, but going back to telemetry sports, if it's broadcasted, I think the speed you want to broadcast from Keith is how quick he gets the popcorn. That would be a good one to measure.
Record.
Yeah, or they're like, the food's here. Bam, he's out there.
Well, he was over there at all the tailgating, and I don't know why he's only taking us, because we can't eat. He's already eating.
I know it. And then he'll fall asleep 5 minutes into the trip home.
Yeah, he's a real good navigator, isn't he? It'll be third down here for the Panthers. 2 receivers split even to each side, hash mark left. Here's Weimer over the middle. Ball caught, first down.
Great pass by Weimer to Mason Williams. And you notice that the hike there back to Weimer, he kind of had to reach out with his right hand to grab it. That could be something that could be an issue, as well as Jacob Hobbs, the junior from Bedford North Lawrence, is the center. Those are still things that are week 1 issues you got to correct.
First down, Weimer in trouble this time. He goes down. He's going to get sacked back to the 47-yard line. You had 4 different players there. One of those was number 9, which was James Evans out of Warrenton, Georgia. But then I mentioned the big fellow, the nose tackle there as well, number 93, Noah Caswell. So now it'll be second down and 18. I take that back. That's a Cam Hedrick.
That's a play where Weimer, you're just like, all right, I'm going to live to fight another day. There's no shot of trying to do anything and get myself hurt.
Near sideline, ball caught. 40 after breaking the tackle and driven out of bounds. It'll be shy of a first down, but nice play once again on the near sideline.
Jalen Peck, these quick hitters are working for Hanover to move the ball down the football field. You're looking for that other big play like you got in the first quarter with VJ Anthony, that big 64-yard pass that got him in the red zone in their first touchdown.
I'm still impressed by Peck at only 5'8", 165, and he broke a tackle here on the near sideline. Football at the 36-yard line. That is Peck in motion. Now we'll reset, go back to the right. Weimer to throw. Here comes the pressure up the middle, and he's going to get sacked again. Back to the 45-yard line.
Katie barred the doors there. They sent everybody and didn't have a shot. Weimer just has to go down, and they will punt. They're going to try and pin them down deep in their own territory with Luke Raudebush.
By the way, Oliver Hunter, a young man that we talked about in the pregame, in there for the sack.
That's a great job dialing it up there by Carter Conley, the defensive coordinator of center. He was, that was what they like to call back in the day a bum rush.
That's right. Mentioned Raudebush inside his 45-yard line. This one shanked off his foot, and we'll get a bounce here, but not a very good punt there for the young man.
Shankopotamus gets you every time.
Yeah. Sometimes they sneak out there on the field and get you.
But, hey, at least you didn't turn it over. They are – it is the 24-yard line, but at least they're not in midfield in your territory. So you got to focus on the positives, right?
That's exactly right. So Center will get the football back, trailing at 13-7, just over 6 minutes remaining before halftime in this opening of the 2022 college football season for both these teams. By the way, Bo Buchanan now in at quarterback. So a change here for Center.
Ooh.
And he'll look to throw in his first play. Ball caught, a little swing pass. 25 to the outside 30 and driven out of bounds. So Center making a change here in the second quarter. That was 85 Greer Stone, the tight end. You know something, and I'm not going to jinx us here, but you know something we haven't seen a whole lot this afternoon?
What's that?
Penalty flags for an early. Sorry.
See, just ruined it.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the positives. 5:50 remaining, second down and 5. So question is, Osterman, we thought he played well, but he's out now as they'll reset. 2 tight ends to the near side. Buchanan to throw, puts it in the air, has a man, ball caught out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Nice pass and a nice catch as well by Sam Murray.
Nice pass and nice throw. I'm scanning the sidelines to see if I can see Osterman. I do not see. I cannot find the number 2 over there. I don't see anybody in the trainer's table, so.
By the way, Bo Buchanan, the senior out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, so he's been around the program for a while. First down at the 40-yard line.
Maybe we can send Keith over there to see if he can find out what's going on.
Buchanan out of the shotgun, single setback, trip stack to the near side, hash mark left. Buchanan looks right, now rolling left, flag is down, we'll have a hold here. Big old 99 coming in there for Hanover. That was Noah Caswell out of Madison. He was about ready to lay the hurt on somebody before he got grabbed.
Yeah, that's been a huge. I think that's been the biggest part of the issue with Nick Osterman's been the pressure that Hanover's been able to get on him. Now Buchanan and Osterman are both seniors.
Penalty is holding against the Colonels.
You know, they really need to give those offensive linemen a little more of a break, don't they? I mean, they're always getting picked on by some of those guys. It's not quite fair, those defensive linemen coming at you like that.
I do actually see Osterman over there on the sidelines, unless there's a double number 2. So he's not hurt.
So for Center, it'll be first and 20, and nothing there for the quarterback, Buchanan.
Jamie Deckard with the play.
Fakes a jet sweep, keeps it up the middle. It's brought down by number 21, Jamie Deckard.
Kid's just got a nose for the football.
Yeah, he certainly does. Football all the way back to the 46-yard line. It'll be second down and let's call it 23. They have to get all the way to the 30 for a first down. After that beautiful pass they made just moments ago, things are going backwards now for the Colonels.
We'll say this is Buchanan's 2 of 2 for 36 yards. Osterman only threw for 48 in a quarter and a half.
Trips to the near side. Buchanan steps up in the pocket, throws, wobbly pass over his intended receiver. But boy, there were several blue jerseys all around the receiver that time. That was Greer Stone once again, but unable to haul it in.
That was a risky throw thrown into double coverage as he did. You got to have swagger and confidence to do that, but he's lucky that did not get picked off.
So now third and 23. What's in store here for the Colonels? They'll bring 3 receivers to the near side, single receiver split wide left. Hash mark left as well for Buchanan. Takes the snap. Has time over the middle. Sidearms that one, and it falls incomplete.
What a play by Nash Murphy, getting his left hand around the receiver and tipping it, almost causing an interception.
Pass intended for Greer Stone once again, but now Center will have to punt the football away, and still plenty of time here for the Panthers on offense.
student section making their presence felt over there on the sideline, and don't look to your left is all I'm going to say. Up in the air.
Uh-oh.
I
won't look that way.
Yes.
Hunter Eads is inside his own 15.
Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts.
Maybe it's moving the other way.
Ooh.
Nearly blocked. Eads, fair catch at the 19, and that's where Hanover will take over 1st and 10.
This is really turned, I'm surprised. This has really turned into a defensive battle. Not something we expected, especially after those early scores.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Both teams scored in their first possessions. Looked like it was going to be one of those days where you'd be counting all those yards on your hands, toes, everything. But that's not the case now.
Not at all. One of those, Big Ten high-scoring games, right?
That's right. Yeah, like that one I saw last night. Yeah.
Or the Purdue-Penn State game? You're thinking Big 12. That's what you're thinking.
I got to get more into that game I saw last night. They kept me up past, midnight or something like that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, Panthers football. Weimer once again. This is going to be a keeper as he takes it over the right side, gets a couple there. The good news is for your Illini, they beat those Wyoming Cowboys last week, which is where I went to school.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, it should.
Weimer's got to watch these RPOs. You don't want to get him hurt. As I change the subject quickly.
It's going to be 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9 is the clock coming up on the 3-minute mark. Weimer hands it off. Not much there again as Blake Huffman gets tied up there rather quickly.
I feel like we've seen more of Huffman in the backfield than we have Opal.
We have, haven't we? At least recently. Yeah.
Dallas Douglas on the stop for the Colonels. 3rd and 7.
Well, we'll see what Hanover has in store. 3rd down and about 6. They'll have trips to the near side.
They brought out their tight end and put in another receiver, so that is an indicator. No high safeties, though. They're playing close to the vest as center defense. Now there's safety back.
Weimer to throw, goes far sideline. 1-and-1 covers. There was contact. They might say, though, it was not a catchable football.
Yeah, I think there was miscommunication there because Eads kind of stopped. And then when he saw the pass was kept going, he took back off again. That's where that contact happened.
You probably heard the Hanover fans not happy that there wasn't a flag on that play, so a quick possession of the football that time for Hanover. They're going to give it right back, and we're still at 2:36, so time here for center before halftime.
Not much of a rest for your defense. Well, we'll see who comes out under center for center.
Yes, very good. Raudebush able to get it away, but a flag comes down.
That's good because that was a short kick.
Flag before the snap.
It's going to go against the Panthers.
You hear the wind wreaking havoc with the referee's mic.
Yep.
I will say this, I guarantee you this referee crew would have called a touchdown when a guy catches 2 touchdown passes in the same play.
They would have done it, huh?
Oh, they would have called a touchdown, 100%.
Yeah. You're not going to refer to that from last night. Is that what, or is that the Purdue
I have no
game?
idea. I mean, yeah, 4 points makes a world of difference in the score of a game.
So they'll back him up. Raudebush, a little better kick this time. To be fair caught at the 44 for center.
Boy, it would have been nicer, but they got caught up in that breeze, which is going the opposite direction. But nice boot there from the sophomore, I believe, from New Palestine, Indiana. Home of the Dragons.
Ranked number 1 in 4A.
Yes, sir.
Steamrolling people again.
That's what we do.
That's right. No. Our producer thought Mount Vernon. No, they were 0-2.
They were 0-2, yeah. Well, and when you beat a top 5 team in 6A as a 4A squad, you're probably going to be number 1.
You're going to be number 1. First down and 10 for center. Quarterback will throw a little pass out on the flat. Not much there.
That was a little pass, all right. I think it traveled half a yard, maybe. He could have handed it to him.
He could have. Greer Stone on the reception. By the way, Osterman is back in the ball game. Short time there for Bo Buchanan.
That's interesting. For those of you that aren't from Indiana, there are 6 classes in high school football.
Yes.
And so one of the best teams in 4A has beaten a top 5 opponent in 6A and at the time the number 1 ranked team in 5A.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice resume.
It is. Very nice.
Second down after gain of about 4.
Pressure.
Osterman throwing this time high in the air. It's up for grabs and intercepted. Flag is down as well.
Speaking of, Brody Luker from New Palestine with the interception.
There you go.
I have no idea where Osterman was throwing that football.
There's a flag at the end of the play.
You know, all the receiver could do was pull him down and hope he didn't pick it off, because that was his only hope. Is Osterman was rolling out, throwing off his back foot deep downfield with pressure in his face, and that's just an ill-advised throw.
Yeah, and a nice athletic play again. You see Hanover's athleticism in a couple of instances this year, and they got another dunk on the sideline in the trash can.
Yeah, Luker saw it coming before the receiver did for center, and so he had a better shot at making a play on it since it was underthrown.
There you see the young man right there. Brody Luker, 5'11", 180. Well, center giving up the football here late in the first half.
See where we're at on the turnover game here. Each team now with 3 turnovers. Both have 2 interceptions. Both have 1 fumble.
So Weimer brings the offense back out on the field. 2 receivers to the near side. Lines up a slot to the right as well. Throw out on the flat. Ball caught 15-20. And out of bounds on the far side of the field. On the reception, Austin Opal out of the backfield.
They set up that screen really, really nicely. Hanover leads in time of possession so far, 16:25 to 11:53. Hanover also averaging 1.5 yards more per play so far in this game.
Second down at about 3. Weimer to throw, has time. Ball caught over the middle and out of bounds on the far side of the field. There's Jalen Peck once again, the sophomore.
I feel like Opal is the running back they want in passing situations, but when they're going to run the football, I think that's when they go to Blake Huffman.
92 seconds remaining here in the first half.
What has Coach Brown got dialed up here?
2 receivers to the left. He'll go that way. Ball caught shy of the 35-yard line. On the reception, Mason Williams.
Nice play by Nick Grant to make the tackle. Force him to run up to the line of scrimmage.
Coming up on 1 minute. Trips to the right, single receiver to the near side, hash mark left, Weimer to throw, over the middle again, ball caught 40, still on his feet near the 44-yard line. That'll be Austin Opal once again on the reception.
Gives them a first down, stops the clock while the chains move.
Wells on the stop again.
Now they're ready to go once the clock starts again.
Yeah, everybody tight this time as Weimer to throw in the air and picked off into double coverage. On the return, back to the 42-yard line. And another turnover. Another interception, this time Justin Gainey, the strong safety, there to make the interception.
On that play with the route he's running, if you're going to miss, you got to miss long. And you watch, he basically just tries to put it in the bucket. But with all that coverage back there, if it's not going to happen, you got to lead him out of bounds so nobody else can get that football. And just didn't do it. Now center has good field position where they can possibly get a field goal.
Yeah. Well, they only have 44.3 seconds remaining to do it.
How many timeouts do they have? Do we know?
2 timeouts. Yep.
2 timeouts left.
Trips to the near side. They'll stack them just outside the hash mark. Hash mark right. They'll look to throw. Osterman Gets away from two defenders at the 50 and then goes out of bounds near the 46-yard line. He really should have been wrapped up for a sack.
Houdini on that play. I do not know how he did not go down. Somehow he figured it out and got out of bounds at the same time.
Yeah. And still 37 seconds remaining.
Makes you wonder why he didn't play that one series. Because, again, I feel like he's played pretty well.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just thought they'd get a little different vibe in there, I guess.
We'll look at you with the vibe reference.
I like that,
nice,
huh? Yeah, thank you. First down and 10. Put a man in motion, reset to the left side. Osterman flushed out of the pocket again. Running room, 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet inside the 25-yard line. Nice run by the quarterback, Nick Osterman.
And that's the beauty of the offense at this time of the game, because you're going to run deeper routes and you're going to play a higher shell, deeper shell on the defensive. So that middle of the field is going to be wide open. If you can find a lane, you're going to get a ton of room to run.
Timeout, 28.6 remaining, 13-7 Hanover.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Back once again here at Hanover College, 13-7. Don't forget, Lynn Hall will be with us with Coach at halftime, the Vice President of Athletics here at Hanover. Plus, I'm sure he'll have several other interesting things going on at halftime. By the way, this song right here is played at Keith's church every Sunday morning.
I heard it's when he walked down the aisle to Mary Debbie.
Yeah, I heard that.
Jump around.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was excited.
Nobody moves to a dance like Keith.
You know where Shakira got that song from him, Hips Don't Lie.
Here. All right, center, first down, rolling to his left, and Osterman goes out of bounds. He's going to lose a couple of yards right there. By the way, the receiver on that far side, I think, went out of bounds. You saw the official throw his hat, so he was no longer eligible.
Tackle for a loss by number 26, Nash Murphy.
Boy, if you're center, you want to get something out of this drive. You were given the gift of the interception, and you're able to get down this close. But they've been very good, as we said a year ago, in the red zone, but they're not quite there yet. Second down and 11. Trips to the near side. Hash mark left once again. Single receiver to the left. Osterman has time, fires, and this a fastball into the turf at the 10-yard line. You know what was odd about that one, too, and I guess I'm a little confused here. Every time they seem to be throwing it, there's like three defensive backs at the receiver that they're throwing to.
I don't know. I was just watching Devontae Hardeman and Zach Reiners go at it on the opposite side of the field. One thing I want, eventually I want to get a camera shot of, you probably can't see her on the Hanover sideline, but there's a young lady in a green shirt. She's kind of waving her hands now.
I see her.
She's a coach.
Really?
Yes.
She's relaying the offensive plays?
She is one of the on the coaching staff of this squad, which I think is amazing.
Trips to the near side. Osterman looks, gets out of pressure, throws downfield, and dropped. Incomplete pass just shy of the 15-yard line. It was intended for Scotty Brown, but he couldn't hold on. That one just a little bit behind him. 10.3 to remaining.
Front seven, especially the front four, stepped up here for Hanover. Really put pressure on center and Osterman and caused these quick throws, which now leads to a field goal attempt here at the end of the half.
This will be from the 31-yard line, so we're talking about a 41-yard attempt. Cam Teague. The kick is on the way, and it is going to be good just inside the upright to the right side. And Center College will get on the board here in the second, but they trail it 13-10.
I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
There is the assistant coach that you were referring to a couple of moments ago, and she's an active coach. I mean, it isn't like she's just there, you know.
I saw her in the press box, and she was talking to another Hanover player about his injury. So I said, all right, you're the training staff. And she said, no, sir, I'm a coach. And I'm like, you go.
She must be Maya Erba.
I think Maya was her name. It looked like she's standing right behind Gonzaga, the defensive coordinator. So she's got to be a defensive coach.
Yeah, good for her.
That is fantastic.
Number 88, Nick Whitlow.
Love to see it. It has gotten, we might have to, no lights here at this stadium. This could be, it's getting a little dark.
If it gets dark, you're going to have to turn the headlights on at everybody's cars. So Hanover.
We have had that at a high school game before.
I bet. See if this ball will be kicked deep. It has never been kicked deep yet by a center kickoff. And that'll be a fair catch at about the 10-yard line. And
Hanover from their own 25
Hanover will get it at the 25-yard line. 6 seconds remaining. Don't forget at halftime, as we said, Lynn Hall, Vice President of Athletics at Hanover College, will be one of the 2 or 3 guests Keith will have.
Some real quick stats here as we get to the end of the first half. 10 first downs for Hanover, 9 for Center. Not many rushing yards, 59 for Hanover, 53 for Center. Passing yards, 162 for Hanover, 88 for Center. 41 plays for Hanover, 37 for Center. Again, very, very even in everything that's going on, and even in the score, 13-10.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, your thoughts about the first half? I mean, we saw, I think, a little bit of everything.
We did, actually, and, you know, again, it started early, and we thought, oh, boy, we're in for it, because just up and down the field they went, but the defense has really stood tall and made some great adjustments on both sides, both sidelines, and, you know, I don't think we estimated enough the turnovers that were going to play a factor in this being week one. We've seen that tip balls thrown behind, you know, sacks that lead to fumbles, different things like that. I don't think we discussed that enough in the pregame as in a week one thing that's really going to be an issue, and it really has reared its ugly head, and I think that's why the score is so low.
All right, 13-10, your halftime score. Hanover with a 3-point lead. Our halftime report coming up, as Keith Myers will have a special, in fact, probably 2 or 3 guests on the way. That's coming up in a couple of moments right here on IndianaSRN.
Soccer captain Luke was drawn to Hanover by the opportunity to continue playing his favorite sport at a high level. Celebrating victories and even a historic tournament run have not been the only things Luke has experienced since donning a Hanover jersey. Got more than you expected, huh?
college with the people I love by my side is an accomplishment I will never forget. Now, back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Luke, and congratulations on a great season. Nearly 50% of all Hanover students are athletes on one of the college's 23 intercollegiate sports teams. The Panthers compete at the NCAA Division III level and as a member of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Hanover has recently earned the Commissioner's Cup twice, signifying the Heartland Conference's most successful athletic program. Incredible. Take care, Luke.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium. We're at halftime in our first game of the 2022 college football season. You see the score right there. Hanover on top 13-10. And as promised, Coach Keith Myers here at halftime.
And we are at halftime with the Vice President of Athletics, Lynn, and a great crowd on hand tonight.
Yeah, really good crowd. Center travels well. They have a great crowd. It's our home opener. We have a great crowd.
We have a new backdrop, a new location here at Hanover. Your staff has just been so awesome all week long. You got to be pretty excited about everything that's going on in Hanover.
We are. We have a good season ahead of us, I think, in all of our sports. We finished last year as the Commissioner's Cup winner for the conference for the third year in a row, so I'd say things are going well.
I saw that award, and it looks pretty nice. Where's that reward? In your office, I would assume?
No, it's in our Horner Center. It's got a really nice trophy case of its own.
Talk a little about things that you host year after year with the Heartland. I know you did basketball last year. We were here for that. But you guys host a lot of other events as well.
Well, we're lucky that a lot of our teams finish at the top of the conference, and many of the team sports you get to host if you finish at the top. So we've had soccers, we've had volleyball before. We do the traveling hosting, which last year we hosted the conference track meet, and that's a big deal. It's a 2-day thing in the spring. We did it over our spring break, and so we had great help. And this year, we know we're hosting the men's conference golf tournament. That'll be in the spring. That'll be at Belterra. And so some of it just depends on how you finish, and some of it you're scheduled to host.
Talk a little bit about the students that are coming. You look at great student athletes, but they're great students as well. Talk a little bit about the grade point average and how successful this program is because they're intelligent kids.
Well, our student athletes' grade point average, all of them, men's and women's together, are higher than just the regular non-student athlete GPA. We had teams that, as a team, have over 3.5 team GPAs. Women's soccer consistently wins the award that we give out for the team with the highest GPA. Women's lacrosse, the first semester, had a team GPA of 3.73 for the term. That's huge.
My grade point average was 1.3, Lynn, 1.3.
You would not be eligible.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the football season. IndianaSRN for the second year in a row covering the whole entire conference. Got a conference game of the week. This is new to us. We're here at your first game. We have 9 games on our schedule. Talk a little bit about that.
I think you're giving us some great press, great PR. You're getting us out across areas that may not normally happen, and that's good for our whole conference. I think people need to know that small college Division III football is really good football, and you're going to do it for other sports too. So you're helping us get our brand out.
Yeah, one of the things that we talked about during the break was how can we make things happen. You got a great commissioner, assistant commissioner that really want to do a good job promoting these kids.
Yeah, they do. Jay and Stacy are great to work with. They look out for all 10 teams or 10 institutions in the conference. Really happy working with them.
Glenn, this year we have 2 volleyball games during the midweek, and I think you guys are one of those. Earlham is the other one, along with Transylvania. Boy, you look at the volleyball season, those 3 teams could combine to play in November.
We hope. We were picked fourth. Hanover was picked fourth. We do have good volleyball. And volleyball is a game of momentum. The best team doesn't always win. And that's not necessarily the case with some of the other sports.
As we drove in today, there was a lot of students directing us and with parking and such like that. Talk a little about the community that gets this to go. It's just not you and your staff. You have to rely on a lot of people to do that.
Well, I rely a lot on my associate AD, John Jones. He helps coordinate the event staff. We have students that work every sport we have. Baseball works football, and they do a great job. We've only been here a week, and so they had to learn a lot of new things, have a lot of first-year student athletes in positions that we'll tweak a little bit after this first game, but everyone supports each other.
The popcorn was excellent in the concession stand. I just want to tell you that, Lynn. You know how much I like a popcorn connoisseur. Soccer team took care of me, and they said if we come back every week, they could give me a free popcorn. I'm in.
Okay. I'll give you free popcorn.
Oh, that's all you're going to give me? Okay. When we come back, because we're going to do another segment, we're going to talk about the goings-on and the new stuff that you have going in your SID, because we got to talk about probably a very good SID that you have, Ashley.
Ashley's been people have tried to lure Ashley away, and thank goodness she's sticking with us.
Once a Panther, always a Panther.
Well, she went to Defiance, but that's okay. She's a Panther now.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, a lot more for you. It's halftime here at Hanover College.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Hanover College. Founded in 1827, Hanover is Indiana's oldest private four-year college. Hanover is a nationally recognized liberal arts college with core strengths in the natural and life sciences, education, and business. This breathtaking 650-acre campus sits on a bluff above the Ohio River in Hanover, Indiana. Hanover's approach to the liberal arts allows students to combine their academic interests. Students can even design their own majors. Students have so many opportunities to try classes, clubs, and other activities to pursue their passions. Students connect and get involved in so many ways, whether it be through classes, meals, athletics, and clubs, or even campus jobs. You definitely can find your niche right here at Hanover. Hanover really does have a place for you to be yourself and be known. Welcome to Hanover College. This is the College Tour.
Now it's just up to you to go visit the campus. Go Panthers.
Back at Hanover College. Off the air, we talked a little bit about the Hall of Fame. Talk a little bit about your Hall of Fame, and I know that I'm not in it, but I was considered.
Well, I tell you what, who's in it is Larry Duke is in it as a special contributor. Larry went in last year, and he does a great job for us and deserves to be in there. Our Hall of Fame game is October 22nd, and that's when we will honor 4 individuals who really made their mark in Hanover College athletics. And a couple of basketball players and a couple of cross-country track runners. Matt Moore, Thad McCracken from basketball in the 2004-2005 time, and Fran Quigley and Rick Beach. They were in the 80s in cross-country and track.
And what makes the Hall of Fame? Your athlete, what you contribute to the school. Larry has contributed to the school in the broadcasting side. But what does the committee look like? Because I know it's not totally your decision. I'm sure everybody makes a decision on who we want to put in that Hall of Fame.
I have no decision. I'm the facilitator of it. We have a committee of 4 current Hall of Fame members, and we look at the nominees. I print up their individual accolades for each nominee. The committee decides who should go on the ballot. We send the ballot out to the current Hall of Fame members, and they vote, and then it comes back, and we talk about who has the highest votes and what they've done. And most of these are really quality student athletes. There are some coaches, and then there are some special contributors like Larry.
Yeah, you look at the whole entire community here. Talked to the president last year. He's thrilled to death about what's going on. Your athletic department, every single time we come here, you are top-notch. We appreciate all the things that you have done for us over the last couple of years, and let's hope this lasts a little bit longer than 4 or 5 years.
I hope so, too. I mean, now that I'm not coaching, and I haven't coached for 25 years, but the only thing I can do is be a good host. And so that's what I pride myself on and my staff, and we try to be the best hosts we can.
The one thing you talk about being a great host, Ashley was here to meet us at the front door today once again, and then her staff just took over. They fed us before the game time. By the way, thank you for the ham and cheese. It's excellent. Just talk a little bit about your SID.
She doesn't have a staff. She's a staff of one. Ashley does it all for all sports. And we have some student helpers. That's, I guess, her staff. But she knows what to do, when to do it. She's been here, I think this is her 5th year, starting her 5th year, and so she knows how we like to do things.
The one thing we like about Ashley, she tells us the restaurants to go to after the game, and we picked the pizza place today. I think we're going to go have a nice little pizza. If you would like to, red pepperoni, if you would like to come down with us, we'll let you buy, no problem.
I actually have a wedding to go to this evening, so I'm going to be cutting out, but I will buy sometime.
Yeah, she has a wedding, right? All right, we got 2 minutes to kill. Who's the favorite in this conference? I know that you guys are ranked 3rd, but this conference from top to bottom football is going to be wide open, we think.
Rose-Hulman should have the quality team of the conference. Mount St. Joe was ranked 2nd, and then we're 3rd. The score right now, I'm really hoping we can hold on. I know Center's got a really good team, and they're picked to win their conference. So if we would get a win here today, that would be a huge start for us.
Last time you won this game was in a double overtime, 28-27, a long time ago.
I remember that game.
See, that came down. Look at that. Larry helped me with that one.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a road game for us.
Yep, double overtime. Hey, she's got to run. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, a lot more in store for you. It's happening. Oh, we're back at halftime. Troy Garagowski doing the play-by-play. Hey, this is new to you, too, because the whole entire staff has changed a little bit. Got a couple guys in new production. Got Nick back and Jerry back, but a new look for us, and it's been pretty good so far.
You know what I'm impressed the most is this right here. This is beautiful. I'm serious. You guys did a great job on this.
That was Jay Jones that did that for us, and I tell you what, I like the little emblem, but you know what, it just makes us feel a little bit legit. Let's talk about the first half. Are you surprised that the score is as low as it is? Because we thought 35 would be average here.
Well, and when you look at what they did last year, and it was quite a shootout, and a lot of these key players are back from a year ago, I was very surprised, especially the way the game started. And both teams marching down the field, had big plays, got in the end zone, and I think I mentioned to you guys during the break, this could be a long scoring game and probably in the 50 to 40 type range, but the defenses have played well, and we saw that. I mean, we've seen interceptions on both sides and a couple of turnovers in the fumble department and things like that, which make a big difference in a game like this. And I think the bottom line is whoever makes the least amount of mistakes the rest of the way has a chance to win.
It's beginning to rain. Is that going to make a difference?
You know what? If you're throwing the football, yes, because I think that when both teams lose a little grip on the football, that can be a really tough thing to do.
As we get ready for the second half, and with you all, we're not with you next week, but we're with you all the way through the whole entire season. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably can help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Halftime 13-10 as we see a little bit of rain coming down, and we saw the forecast that there would be a possibility of some rain, so we'll kind of play through that and see how that affects the rest of the game.
It's going to be really interesting to see how the offenses change their game plan based upon the weather. We saw a lot of slinging the football down the field. This really wreaks havoc with that ideal of wanting to do that. So now those front sevens become even more important in stopping the run. Defensively, it's a little tougher because you're adapting or adjusting to the cuts the offensive player is making. The offensive player knows where he's going. The defensive player doesn't.
That's right.
So the slick field is worse for defensive players. So who knows what's going to happen. But these coaches have been through it before. They know what's going on. It's going to be a fun game to broadcast here as the umbrellas are out en masse in the stands.
You know what? I only laugh a little bit because it's really raining hard now, and I mean it's a pour down right at this stage, so this is going to be very interesting. And what the key to this was is we were out there on the deck just now, and I mentioned on the way in that Coach Myers said, hey, I think we're going to have a chance to be without the rain. And, of course, it wasn't more than 40 seconds later that we get the downpour. So,
yeah, we need to figure out how to get the windshield wipers on these windows in the office we're in.
This is going to be interesting to see, isn't it?
That was number on the tackle. I feel like we're going to be the teacher in Charlie Brown.
Yeah, we could be. Well, this will be interesting. Whether you see the rain coming down right now. By the way, center will receive the football, and we might see a few more balls on the ground here in the second half.
Yes, that is for sure. Ball security is going to be paramount, especially in these wet conditions. And, you know, the chain gang is going to try and keep the ball as dry as they can, but it is, as I like to say, it is what it is.
Yes. And each team has to play in the rain. It isn't like just one does.
Exactly.
So. All right, so here we go in a downpour now here at Hanover College. The players seem to be excited about it.
Yeah, they may be. I think it was hot enough. Maybe, you know, this is cooling them off and they enjoy it.
Here we go. Second half short kick into the rain and a return from the 10-yard line. Nice return to the 30. Up the sideline, still on his feet, and then goes out of bounds on the far side of the field.
We have not seen a bad kickoff return yet for center.
Yeah.
When the kickoff goes down there, they've started near midfield nearly every time, which again is probably another reason why they practiced special teams so much yesterday, but it hasn't seemed to have done much difference. Center's really good on special teams.
They certainly are. So it'll be first down, excellent field position at the 47-yard line. Under clear conditions weather-wise in the first half, and now we got a monsoon here in the second half. Out of the shotgun formation, high snap. Quarterback will keep it himself across the 50, close to a first down before he is brought down as Osterman gets a nice run.
Takes the high snap, keeps to the right, picks up about
You
9 yards.
might want it. I'm trying to use binoculars here just to give you kind of an idea of what it looks like through the window. I have no clue who's got the football. So I'm going to have to do without him for a while.
We saw in the first play a huge part of the effect the weather's going to have on this is this quarterback's snap from center because everybody's in shotgun all the time.
So it'll be second down at about 1. That'll be a first down to the 40-yard line. So center able to get the first down here in the second half.
Number 11, McDaniel on the carry.
Let's see, it was McDaniel on the carry. Will McDaniel, number 11.
Wouldn't it be ironic if there was more scoring in the second half with rain than there was in the first half without it?
It wouldn't surprise me. Football right at the 40-yard line. Option to the near side. That's going to lose a yard. Not much there at all. Good defensive effort there for Hanover.
Nash Murphy, the 6'1 senior out of Columbus. Cody Horner, 29, was there. He's from Columbus, Indiana as well, another senior.
So it'll be second down and 11.
Really, Horner played that so well that it didn't matter if Osterman kept it or he pitched it. Horner was going to make the tackle.
Yeah. So football again at the 41-yard line. Man in motion will reset to the left. They'll fake the handoff. Osterman looks to throw near sideline, but nobody is home as that one is incomplete.
Very smart play there by Osterman. Got pressure from his left, came back around right, and knew once he saw pressure again, his receiver was cutting across. He could throw it out of bounds without getting a penalty for grounding the football.
So it'll be third down and 11. If you just joined us, we had, again, no issues rain-wise in the first half. It was in the forecast, but we thought that it might hold off till later on this evening, but we got an early surprise. Third down and 11. Football at the 41-yard line. Single setback, trips to the left. Hash mark to the right. Osterman to throw. Ball is dropped, and that'll be incomplete.
That's Nash Murphy on that play.
There you go.
And did you notice there? It was essentially Osterman did no drop whatsoever. He caught the football, turned his hips, and threw it.
Yeah, sure did.
That's got to be tough. We saw on these last few plays Weimer down here on the sidelines practicing, warming up, throwing. You know, you do warm up when you come out, but I think there's an extra part of it that needs to happen when it's raining like this.
So center will have to punt the football away on their first drive. A couple of minutes into the second half, a little pooch punt to the near side. That will take a bounce into the end zone.
That was close.
It was very close.
It was angled, but Eads did a great job of letting it go, and they'll get the football at the 20.
So we'll see the Panthers come out for the first time here in the second half. You always wonder about adjustments that were made at halftime. And once again with Matt Weimer having an excellent first half, other than a couple of picks that he had. Able to run the football effectively. They'll take it over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Wonder if Coach Theobald's regretting the white shirts today with the rain.
Weimer, short pass out here, and a big-time hit laid on at about the 22-yard line.
Big stick. Gabe Van Wormer caught the pass from Boonville, Indiana, Castle High School. And as they say, he got lit up.
He lost his hat, too, by the way.
Oh, he's got
In fact, he might be a little shaken up on the sideline. He went down to a knee, and I guess I don't blame him there.
He got popped.
Second down and 8 after the gain of 2.
But interesting, their first call was a pass play in this weather.
Saw Lance McKee shift to the right. And the option pitch, and getting hit in the backfield and still staying on his feet and then gang tackled. Great effort, though. just even get anything out of that run.
Opal didn't really have a shot there, but great effort to try and at least get back to the line of scrimmage. No dice, and again, 3rd and 11.
We saw center go 3rd and long, and now 3rd and long here for the Panthers. And by the way, heading toward the locker room after that big hit is Gabe Van Warmer. He's another young one, another sophomore. We got sophomores all over this offense for Hanover. Trips to the left, low snap. Weimer just throws this one out of bounds. He had no choice other than that. He was going to take a big sack for the loss, and so he wisely gets rid of the football. And now Hanover will have to punt it away.
Nice pressure there by Dallas Douglas of center, and now field position becomes a huge play. With the wind and the weather going the direction they're going, how much can Raudebusch get on this punt and keep it inside center territory?
Well, the rain is still coming down, but it's not as heavy as it was a moment ago. The punter goes down. There is no roughing the punter. Fair catch at the 43.
Yeah, I think the referee's saying like he was blocked into him.
Yep. I think you're getting a few of the boo birds out.
That might be Raudebusch's dad.
So center will have the football for the second time here in the second half. Football at the 44, so they have excellent field position. Coming up on 11 minutes remaining. Just a theory here, but I think the rain is kind of bothering them a little bit on the first 2 possessions.
I would agree. You know, when you play the whole first half in one way, then you've got the mentality of what you're going to do in the second half, and you come out and you see that rain coming down. It changes inside your head.
It does, yeah.
Your thought processes do, and you're really trying to adjust, and it may take us a couple series here to kind of adjust and get fully acclimated to it.
McDaniel will lose a yard back to the 43 on the carry. And again, we saw mistakes in the first half when it was dry. I'd be thinking about that myself. Those gloves get wet, and you're maybe focused a little bit more. And
on defense, I think you're definitely going to consider not just tackling the ball carrier, but the ball itself.
Yeah.
Slick, it can pop out, get yourself a turnover.
Osterman to throw, 45, and then driven down hard is McDaniel. He took a hit right at the end of that play.
Jayleen Santos. I think he wanted to plant him like Jimmy Hoffa under the turf. Goodness.
Well, he's 5'11", 250. He is a defensive tackle out of Warner Robins, Georgia. And just like that, the rain has stopped.
His buddy spun him around, and he came in for that last little pop. And whoo.
We're in the WWE for a minute, a little tag team action there.
Like the Bugs Bunny cartoons where they hit him and they go into the ground and the flowers pop up.
3rd down and 5, trips left and carrying the football for a first down. Nice play by Osterman all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Boy, that pocket collapsed, and you wonder how he finds any space to gain any yardage. But he pulls a Houdini and somehow manages to get enough yardage to move the chains.
Well, he didn't look to his left for very long either. That's where all his receivers were, but he quickly tucked it under. And a big first down here for the Colonels.
Yeah, the pressure on the ends is really, you're trying to pinch him in, but then there's not enough up the gut, so he gets an open space to kind of run and do his thing.
Osterman will hand it off. This will be McDaniel again. He goes nowhere.
No gain.
He's brought down by number 0, Justin.
I think somebody's car alarm's going off. I don't know if you can hear that.
I do hear it, and he's probably thinking, whose car is that?
Whose car that is. Let me just pull my keys out and hit the button just in case.
Our clock cam a little bit fuzzy right there. You can see it at 8:47.
7 different receivers have caught a pass for the Colonels today.
Wow. They're really spreading it around. Hash mark left. Osterman once again with a lone setback. Takes the snap. Has time. Goes to the sideline, and that's going to be caught. Great catch.
What a thread of the needle and a little toe drag swag there on the sideline. My goodness.
Yeah, that's Court Marbaugh who made the catch, and that's good enough for a center first down to the 25.
I thought through the window here and a little bit of the rain, I thought that was going to get picked off.
I did too.
At the Hanover 25-yard line.
So the Colonels trying to take the lead here in the third. We'll keep you updated on the clock. It's at 8:04 since it is hard to see a little bit here from the press box area. No gain, in fact, maybe even a loss of a yard on the carry by McDaniel.
Can't really get the running game going on either side.
Yeah, two teams, as we alluded to coming in, but again, the personnel is a little bit different. And last year, when you looked at these two teams, they weren't really big-time rushing programs. 127.5 for Hanover, 127.7 for Center. But running today has been a little bit rough for both teams. Third down, and actually second down and 10. Keeper Osterman around the left side, driven out of bounds near the 21-yard line.
Picks up 4 yards.
There's that RPO again where he's going to get the football and he's going to try and hand it off.
The officials blowing the whistle, by the way.
We have a delay.
Lightning warning. I think we got a lightning delay.
Well, they have now spotted lightning in the area after the downpour.
We have a lightning delay.
So that means 30 minutes.
And go to a place of safety.
Every time that the lightning is spotted on the radar or they see it here at the stadium, you go another 30 minutes.
It is reset every time they see lightning.
Doesn't it remind you of the HCAC baseball championships?
Yes, and a North-South All-Star football game many years ago, too, where it was a long time before we got started.
So we will have to take a break ourselves. I'm sure that Keith probably has a couple of guests lined up somewhere down the line, but we don't waste those yet, do we?
No.
Knowing that both teams will have to head to the locker room, they will have the fans leave the stands as well. And then wait.
I think we're safe up here in the press box, right?
I don't think they'll clean us out yet. We want to welcome you back here to Hanover College, where we have been in now what will be almost a 3-hour lightning and rain delay. And Sean, we just got the players out. They are out there for just a couple of minutes, saw another one, and the deadline was 6:30. So it looks like, at least for now, they might play tomorrow. We'll just kind of wait and see.
Yeah, we're waiting to see. Stay tuned to hcac.tv. And check, basically Hanover's website is the best place to go for that. And, it's disappointing, but player safety, fan safety always comes first. And that's not an issue. It's a great game, and hopefully they can dial it back up when they get back to it and have a great ending. Sadly, we will not be able to come back. But that is Indiana weather.
It is, and they are meeting right now. I see the head coaches out there and athletic directors talking about it. So again, make sure you check out the Hanover Athletics website. I'm sure throughout the night, tonight into tomorrow, they'll have a decision made, hopefully relatively soon. So, Sean, thank you as always. Appreciate it all, and nice ride down. And I know that you'll be the one mostly awake on the way back.
Hopefully fully awake.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope so too. I know that it's been a long day for everybody here. Thanks to the entire crew. Done a great job once again, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Our cameramen on the day were, if I can get the names correct, it was Joel Mears and Nick Lewis, Jerry Collins producing, Keith Myers, our sideline reporter.
And I hope Keith will certainly make sure he gets me that, that birthday gift he promised me. You heard it, right?
I hope he's dry at this point.
I do too. Well, listen, again, thank you. Check out the Hanover website. They'll get you updated. Want to thank you for joining us throughout the entire day. We'll be back next time right here on Indiana SRN.